Now then, we are the Don't Tell Show. We make and review gritty indie cinema. We put up a new video every Monday, so if that sounds like your sort of thing, hit subscribe and we'll see you there. So I'm changing how I review short films on this channel now because I want to focus more on making and reviewing feature films. The reason I want to do that is because there's quite a big leap from shorts to features, but I don't think it's as big as we're kind of sold it is. In the folk filmmaking movement, there's been 4 feature films made in the last fortnight. I know there's another one in the works, and I've got a new film coming out next Monday. It's not actually feature length, it's just over half an hour. So it's becoming more and more easy to make that leap. But everyone's got to start somewhere, so I still want to talk about short films. I'm just going to do a monthly roundup of the films and the filmmakers that I think you should check out. So first up is Leeds by Night, a film written and directed by Tom Wright. So I guess this is what you'd call a hangout film. I don't know. I'd never really heard that term until Once Upon a Time in Hollywood came out, but this one seems to fit with it. And a previous one I reviewed as well, Sapphire. They have a very similar feel to them. This one is about a lad who's looking for his girlfriend and meets some other lads at the skate park and just hangs out with them all day. That's about it.
Come in. Yeah, it's great to see you. Come on, let's go.
What I really loved about this film is how down to earth it is. It would be so easy to just throw some violence or some like drug taking or anything like that into there to spice the story up a bit, or have all this fast cut sort of editing that the young people are apparently really into, but not in this case. But the film just sort of drifts along in this sort of sun-drenched aimlessness that just smells of youth and cheap vodka. And I've said it before and I'll say it again, you don't need heavy drama to take your audience on a journey. Tom Wright understands that, and I hope he carries on down this path. Next up is August, another film with a similarly wandering narrative, and this time set in North Carolina. Directed by Cameron Morton, August is a slice-of-life portrait of rural living that merges into heavy family drama.
Stop!
So this one's a bit more serious. It's almost a flip side to Leeds by Night, that if you watch them in the order I did, you start thinking about that, like what is it sort of a good casual thing that these kids are wandering around? Maybe they are just out there wandering around because they don't want to go home, or there is no home to go to. This film kind of follows that route a bit more, and it goes down this sort of troubled home life thing that can again sort of turn into violence and screaming matches and stuff like that. But what's most notable about August is the silence in it. The contemplative moments, and for such a short runtime, I felt like I'd spent a lifetime in this kid's shoes just by watching him in those quiet moments and absorbing that atmosphere. That's great realism. Next up, a bit of a change in pace to end this week.
What if I told you that to be free in life, we must be free from death?
Lesson 7 is an intense sci-fi drama, sci-fi drama thriller, I'd say. The plot of which I'll not give away because you have to watch it. It unravels in a peculiar way, but it's not a peculiar way as such, but it unravels in the sort of the tension building way that you're sort of picking up pieces and finding out a bit more, and the tension's rising the whole time. But a lot of the time when that's happening in the thriller films, because this all comes from sort of Hitchcock's very sort of mechanical approach to that tension building, you don't usually feel anything while that's happening other than tense. But I mean, you don't feel anything in your heart. It's more stimulating your brain, putting you into a sort of tense situation for yourself. But this film does something different, because while the tension's rising, there's a heavy sort of burden of grief and sadness that's rising as well, and you sort of, it's strange. I don't remember. I can't really remember another film where it does that, where it's sort of technical and emotional at the same time. And I talk about Keselowski sort of doing that as well, that balancing the heart and the mind. So it did.
This will be your hardest test.
But it's just sort of building all this stuff up, and this sort of emotion and the stress of the situation, and you're just convinced that it's all going to end in heartbreak, but you'll have to watch it to find that out. Yeah, it was incredibly well crafted from a technical point and from the heart as well. A great balance of the two. I was quite moved by it, actually, which is a rare occurrence. Lesson 7, yeah, great. So that's it for this month. As usual, all the links will be below. Please do check them out. If you do check them out, tell them we sent you. We are The Don't Tell Show, and we'll see you next Monday. I will see you next month for a roundup though, but next Monday.